Hi everyone, this is Explore Kofi. Don't forget to subscribe, share, comment and like my videos. Today we are in the central region, Cape Coast to be precise, and we are visiting the Cape Coast Slave Castle, which was built in 1664 by the British for the purpose of slave trade. Now let's quickly take a look at the building history. This room actually contains all the dates and every information you would like to know about this castle. It also has the materials which was used in building this castle. Now we are entering the male dungeon where 1,000 men were kept at a time for 3 months just to wait for their ships before they were transported to the Americas and the Caribbean countries. Come with me. This male dungeon has 5 chambers and each chamber contained 200 men. Whilst they stayed in here for the 3 months, they defecated, ate, urinated, and slept in here. The condition here was very terrible without light. The place was very dark. Their only source of light and ventilation were just the 3 holes we are seeing up here. Surprisingly, the British built a church on top of these male dungeons. They actually left a hole which they could actually watch and see what was happening down here. So whilst they were up there preaching love your neighbor as yourself, the men down here were suffering. Do not commit adultery. They were actually raping the women. The hole up here was actually a hole which led to the church. The condition in this dungeon was very bad, with just these 2 holes being the only source of light and ventilation. There was light in the face room because it was actually used as a selection room where they selected the stronger slaves from the weak ones. The weak ones were left behind and the stronger ones were transported. So this is the church that was built on top of the male dungeon, with this hole leading to the male dungeon. Now let's go and take a look at the governor's residence, where the governor lived, whilst the men were in their dungeons and the women were also in their dungeons suffering. So we are entering the governor's residence. This room was his reception area where he received visitors. This room we are seeing here was his personal office. Now let's go to the governor's living room and bedroom. So this space was just his living room. One person actually took this big space as a living room. Let's check the bedroom too. So this place was the bedroom too. Palava Hall is where they actually exchange human beings with things like tobacco, gunpowder, and all sorts of things. This is where they actually devalued human beings. Now let's take a look at the condemned cell. This cell was actually made for male slaves who tried to fight for their freedom. Whilst you are in here, there is no food, no water, no air. You stay here till you die. So if 5 men tries to fight for their freedom, they are all brought in here. They will all be here till the last person dies before their bodies will be sent out. So this area was actually the graveyard for the British. Any black man who died here was thrown into the sea, except Philip Kweku. He was the only black man who was buried here too. Before we continue, let's quickly take a look at the castle before we go to the female punishment cell. These balls we are seeing are called cannon balls, and these are also called cannons. These are what the British used to fight their enemies whenever they were trying to attack them. This room right here is called the female punishment cell. It was made for females who resisted rape. They were kept here for 7 days. Now let's enter the female dungeon. The females were also kept for 3 months in this dungeon. Their only source of light and ventilation were just the 3 holes up here. The rooms were 2, this one and the one opposite me. Let me show you. Now let's move to the infamous door of no return. Initially, the door of no return was very short. It was made big when they made Cape Coast the capital city of Ghana. Once you use this door, you lose your connection with your people, you lose your identity as a human being, you lose your culture. You are seen as a property. Now we have door of no return, meaning we can actually use the door of no return and then come back to the castle through the door of return. Let's quickly take a look at the castle one more time and end our tour. Once again, this is Explore with Kofi. Don't forget to share, comment, subscribe and like my videos. Thank you all for watching.